Greetings, 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 everyone. Welcome today. We're happy. Well, I'm happy to be with you today. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and you are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living. And the thought for today, I've been thinking about this, and it's do you ever pause and ask yourself, am I making a difference? Let's get started. So, dear Elder Wanda wasn't able to be with us today, so we'll carry on without her, but we definitely want her to know that she is missed. And so, Pastor Daphne, how are you? I was thinking about the mirror, and we look in the mirror every day. Most of us do. There's some people that never look in the mirror because they're not happy. They're not happy with what they see. They're not happy with anything in their lives. So they don't even take the time to look in the mirror. And as I look in the mirror, and some of the things I think about when people look in, are they sad? When you look in the mirror, are you looking in the mirror sadly? Are you not satisfied with what you see? Are you not allowing Yahweh's beauty to come forth? If you're sitting on the side of your bed and you're saying, is life worth living? I want you to know it is. If you're sitting on the side of your bed and saying, I don't know why I'm here, you're here because Yahweh touched you with the finger of love and woke you up this morning. And so you're here for a purpose. You're not here to just think about or stay in a place of negativity, stay in a place that, woe is always me. We've got to come up out of that place. That's a place that we go to a lot of time for shelter. And so, if that's where you are now, I want to encourage you today to see past where you are. The life is so much brighter. Life is so much. There's so much impact in life that you are missing out on because you feel like you're not loved. You feel like no one is concerned about you, and you feel like you're in the way. You're not in the way, you're making ways. We're here to make ways. We're here to add and not subtract. And if you are in a place of subtraction and you have subtracted from your own life or caused your own life to be in a place of sorrow, being sorrowful, I want to encourage you today to come up out of that place because that's not where you belong. There's hope, there's peace, there's serenity when you are in a position that you feel like there's nothing else to live for. That's when you need to do as the words say, stand and see the salvation of the Lord. Don't act on what you feel. There's a lot of people out here right now because of many different reasons: social media, TV, radio, um, life situation, that don't want to live anymore. But can I encourage you today to live and live on, not just exist? Because if you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, is life worth living? If you're sitting on the side of your bed and say, why am I here? They do better without me. You're just existing. The Father never meant for us just to exist. He says, I wish above all that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prospers. There's plans He has for your life. And unless you embrace Him and allow Him to change your mindset, you're going to stay right there. You're going to be stagnant. You're going to be sick because what it does, worry begins to set in. Um, Revenge begins to set in, and it begins to take root in your body, and sickness begins to take over. We don't want that for you. We want you to understand how important your life is, how important you are. You are important. You're here for a purpose, and your purpose will line you up for your destiny if you allow it. And as we always play every Sunday, I'm going to play our video. Is it there? Here we go. Of course. So I don't think I'll be playing the video today. I want you to know I tested it before we came live and it was working. But the video, it is now. The video is a very impactful video. The video is a man sitting on the ground, and evidently I don't know if he's homeless or he's just a paneler. I don't even know if you can call him a paneler, but he is asking for donations, asking people to help him. And the people are coming along, some ignoring him, some throwing money at him, throwing it at him, not taking time to put it in the can or anything like that. And so this woman comes by, she's walking, and as she's walking, she sees the sign and it says, "I'm blind, help me." Um, and so she comes back and she rewrites the sign. And then the sign she writes says, um, "It's a beautiful day and I can't see it." And the first time I saw that video, that was what caught my attention. It's a beautiful day and I can't see it. When we cannot realize the beauty in our day, we are in a dark place. And so when we change our words, it changes our lives. Is life worth living? Yes, what life is worth living. Am I making a difference in the world? Yes, I make a difference. Does anybody need me? I am needed in the world today. I have been assigned today by the Father to be here. He touched me with the finger of love and compassion and woke me up. So when they begin to think sad, you begin to think in a moment when you feel despair and you begin to speak from that place, you shift yourself from out of alignment with purpose. And when you shift yourself out of alignment and purpose, you don't give the Father any room to anything to work with. So I want to greet everyone here this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Uh, I see my niece Tiffany. I see Miss Linda. I see, hey, Brother Ben. I saw Elder Rogers, uh, Sister Alfreda, Pastor Jackie, uh, Sister Linda. I see Pastor Daphne. I think I saw a Dana as well. Hey, Dana, Miss Dana, and Miss Doreen. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, not just to hear what we have to say. Some people come to hear what we have to say to judge. Yes, we know that. Some people come to say that what we're saying is not incorrect. Yes, we know that. But there are some people, and I believe that each and every one of you that are here right now are here because you desire to live life differently. So as we get into the topic today, I want each and every one of you to be encouraged. Why? In this space, we talk about health, we talk about relationships, we talk about purpose and faith and personal growth. We try to share things that we have experienced or we know other people have experienced that help us be able to navigate life even better than we have been. So, as we go through and we begin to really pay attention to life, I think that we are in a place right now that we really need to pay attention to life. We need to pay attention to what Yahweh is really doing in the earth. And so, a lot of times, I was saying that I was questioning the fact that do you pause sometimes and say, am I making a difference? Do you pause and think about it? Sometimes do you just think, I wonder if I'm making a difference in the kingdom? Uh, you're faithful. You honor the Father, and you try to align your life that your lifestyle represents Him, and then you wonder what's the difference you're making in people's lives. Sometimes you don't find out 2 years later the difference. And what made me think about that was my sister had told me one time, a friend, a young lady, well, she's a woman that I used to work with. She is now saved. Haven't seen her in years, but my sister sees her, I guess, from time to time. And she told my sister that she would have never been saved if it wasn't for me. And then I think about a phone call I received recently from someone that I had ministered to years ago, and they wanted to know more about Yahweh. They wanted to know more. They wanted to change their lifestyle. I had another person, haven't really talked to them in a long time. Every once in a while we text, and she said to me, can you tell me about Sabbath? And so it made me begin to see that we don't always see right away the effects that we have on someone. A lot of times, the enemy, it's not all about the enemy, but a lot of times in our thought pattern, we think that maybe we haven't made the effects in people's lives that we have no idea that we made. And so, as you go through life and as you continue on and you begin to question these things and wonder, the first one of the things that I thought about was uh, when Yeshua died on the cross, Yeshua is Jesus, when he died on the cross. And it wasn't until after he died and the centurion said, this must be the son of, of Elohim. And to think that people after he passed away, and I'm not talking about us passing away, what I'm using as an example was that after his passing, people started realizing the effects that he had in their lives. There's some people you have had a great impact in their lives, and you don't know it because you haven't talked to them lately or they haven't shared it with you. Sometimes you go to funerals and people begin to share the impact that that person has made in their life, and they never told them when they were alive. Sometimes you'll never know the impact. You'll never understand how valuable your life is to someone because of something you've said or because of the lifestyle you live and they see the difference. They see that you carry a level of respect for your relationship with the Father. They see that you are sincere about your walk and how you live your life. You'll go through life and people are always watching you. People watch you and they're like, there's something about you. I don't know what it is. It's what's inside of you. Most times, it's some stuff that we have done, and people are like, it's something about you. I don't know what it is, but it's something about you. And it might not be so effective, but what I'm talking about today, those of you that are in sync with the Father, excuse me, excuse me, you have made that choice to live and to follow after him. And so, in making that choice, little bit by little bit, you begin to change. And people notice the change. You might not ever say anything, but they notice it. I remember when I first got saved many moons ago in the 70s, and I was a party girl. And where I worked, we all used to hang out together. We'd have house parties and things like that. And so when I got saved and I came to work and I told them I got saved, and one of the men said, it will never last. That's what he said. He said, it will never last. And he was talking to the other employees and they laughed. And so when I think about that and how I had really committed my life and my life did change. And so I could have really just sat down somewhere and not press on because of what was said. There was a song, and a friend of mine used to sing it all the time, and it was like, I never would have made it. I don't think that's the right one. Oh, it talked about, they said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. And that song, I used to love that song because that song was a testimony of my life. There's so many of us that they said that we wouldn't be saved, we wouldn't make it. They say that we would be right back out there in the street living life the way we used to. And I hear people say um, they had fun out there in the world. It wasn't anything that the world that they was doing in the world that they didn't enjoy. I promise you, I didn't enjoy it. I promised you, when I went out, came home, that void was still there. When I went out, uh, it didn't. And you've heard me say this before. It didn't matter when it was, but when I got home, I still had a void. I still was sad. They would say, "Oh, I had a good time," but there was a lie a lot of times. Only way, and I guess let me speak for me. I didn't find pleasure in those things. I used those things to hide who I was, to hide that I was in pain, seeking, hey sis, seeking, um, seeking peace, or seeking, thinking that I was going to find joy in those things, but I didn't find joy in those things. I didn't find joy until I gave my life to the Lord. You heard me tell the story of how I came to surrender in my life. We were at a I was at a we was at a club, and this guy had a van out front. We went out front and went in his van. Well, it was just him and I. We was sitting in there, and we was freebasing. We was sitting in there getting high and just talking, chit chatting, nothing than that. Hey, posh. And so while we were sitting in there chit chatting, I looked at my watch and it was like 2 something in the morning. I said, I gotta go. I gotta go to church tomorrow. And he said, oh, I gotta go too. I'm the superintendent of Sunday school. I gotta open up. Every time I think about that. And when he said that, the next day I was in church, and when they had the altar call, I leaped over everybody that was sitting there. My girlfriend said, Leslie, I was saying, wait on me. I said, I didn't hear a thing you said. And I went to the altar and I surrendered my life. I was like, when he said that, I was like, what am I doing? What is going on? Why is this man so proud to say that he was the superintendent of Sunday school out here in the club, out here getting high, snorting, and free basting, and it was okay? And I realized then that I needed to make a change in my life. Did I have a simple road? No. Did I have everything always together? No. But I kept doing, as Paul said, I kept pressing, I kept going. And that's when the difference come in. That's when people start noticing the difference in you. Is when you keep pressing, you keep changing, and you keep moving. And then those people begin to notice, and then your life becomes effective in their life. If she can do it, I can do it. How is she doing this? What is she doing that's different? You become a magnet, and when you become a magnet, you begin to be shaped after the things of the Father. So as you continue on with your life, and as you continue moving forward, I want you to understand how important it is to know without a shadow of a doubt that you don't have to worry about whether you are making a difference in the world. What you have to worry about is that you making a difference in your own life, and in your life, if you're making a difference, and if you are in a position that your life is changing, people will automatically catch on. Yes, people will automatically, they might not say anything, but they're watching you. Just because no one says anything doesn't mean that you're not making an impact. When you sit on the side of your bed and you wonder, is life worth living, because you don't feel like you're making an impact? When you sit on the side of your bed and you say, do I need to be here? It's because you feel like you're not making an impact in the world. I promise you, if you are kingdom citizen, kingdom building, you are making an impact in society. Oh, society wants you to think that you're not making an impact. Society wants you to think that the people just see you as just this ordinary person that's always just always talking about the goodness of the Lord, or just always living life in you're living life differently. But it's like, yeah. It's almost like the video, when the man says, I'm blind, can you help me? I can't see, can you help me? Something like that. So, I'm blind. It's almost like how they threw change at his feet, threw change at him. That's how he wants you to feel about your life. Like people are ignoring you and just throwing change at your feet. They don't see who you are and the impact you are making and the changes you're making in your life. If the enemy could keep you thinking that people don't see the change in your life, if you keep telling yourself that people don't see the change in your life, That is deception. People always see, whether good or bad, the changes that you make in your life. Don't ever feel like you are not in a place where people see a difference. Yeah, we all have areas we still need to work on. We all have places in our lives we still need to change. But can I encourage you that if you keep on, as Carlton Pearson said, his godmom used to tell him, if you keep on keeping on, change is going to happen. Uh, Tremaine Hawkins used to sing, "A change has come over me." Uh, a change should come over your life that you desire to live differently. It's a desire. It just doesn't happen. You got to desire. You got to want to live differently. When you have accepted the Lord as your personal Savior, you have to want to be different. Will it be a part of you? It will. Why? Uh, Let me tell you this story. When I had an experience with Ruach in a church service I had never experienced before. And in that experience, I didn't know what was happening. Uh, the church I went to was a Methodist church, and they didn't know what was taking place. And I remember after that experience, powerful experience, I would go home and I didn't want to do what the young people was doing. I would just sit there and look out the window. No one ever told me to read my word. No one ever told me the next step, what I needed to do for that to continue. And I remember I felt so fresh, so clean, and I would just look out the window. They're like, "Leslie, you want to go so and so? Leslie, you want to do so and so?" I had no desire, but I was never told what to do to cultivate that. I want to encourage those today that have had an experience and don't know what to do with it, don't know how to cultivate it. I want you to get into your word. I want you to pray. I want you to get with people or a community that is on a firm foundation that can help you to the next step in your conversion. Paul had a conversion. And when he was on his way to get rid of Christians because he felt like that was the will of the Father. And so one day he had an experience. And in that experience, he had a conversion that took place. Some of us might not have had that conversion yet, but I want to offer you the opportunity to be converted, to be changed, to be not just one that is trying to live holy or trying to live according to the word. I want you to be able to live it. Does that mean you don't make mistakes? Does that mean you don't fall? Does that mean that everything is going to be a-okay? Because when I first got saved, I was in a place where I thought I was going to live in heaven the rest of my life here on earth. And reality set in. And when reality set in, reality helped me to realize that I had work to do. Just because I gave my life to the Lord, it didn't mean that there was no more worry. Yeah, let me put it that way, that there was no more things that, no, let me put it this way. It didn't mean that I no longer had to deal with earthly things. It just meant that I had an experience. And so that experience caused me to not have to go through earthly things by myself. Some of us carry weights and burdens because we feel like we have to do it ourselves, because the Father's not moving fast enough, because He's not doing it the way we think He's supposed to do it. In the process of waiting, He tells us, wait upon Him and He will strengthen you. So that means even in your waiting, there's a strength that He'll give you to keep on waiting. So when we have to wait, and it seems like a long time, it seems like we got to wait a long time for some things. Seems like some things is not turning over. Seems like some things is not happening. And He's saying, faint not. Why? You are still an example to someone else that needs to know how to wait, that needs to understand that it's in the waiting that you're built, that you're matured, that you're developed. It's important that we understand that the reason why we're here to help build a kingdom is also a part of our lives, that we have to begin to understand that we have a purpose. And maybe the enemy would make you think that, I know everything is not the enemy. I know that. Some things and some low places we get in is because of our own stinking thinking. Let me say that. Our own stinking thinking. And because of the way maybe we grew up, maybe the way uh, someone's planted a seed in our head and made us think that these things we had to do or we had to accept. We don't have to accept negativity. The video tells us that the word at the end, change your words, change your world. We have to shift from thinking that what we see, because it tells us that we're to operate in faith, not what we see. What we see and hear a lot of times will cause us to get a different perspective than what the word tells us. The word tells us we will have life. The word tells us we'll have abundant life. The word tells us, I wish above all that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. The world won't tell us that, but the word will. The world will tell us we're defeated, where the word tells us we're not. We are more than conquerors. And when we stand on the word, I promise you, more people are affected by your life than you'll ever realize. And at the right time, you'll understand and you'll hear it. At the right time, someone's going to come along and say, "Did you know so and so? They really admire you in your walk, and um, or uh, I won't say that right now. This, but please be encouraged and understand that if you keep seeking His face and you keep moving and you keep striving, striving, striving for the best, striving for what the Father desires for you, I promise you, someone is watching you. It could be your own children. How about we start there? Our own husband, our own wives. It begins in the home first. How we act, the things we say, Do we want to be, and I'm going to put this in for men and women, do we want to be like in Proverbs 31? The children celebrated. I'm going to say the mother or the father. Or do you want to have a life where they have nothing good to say about you? Trying to find this thing. So please, and as you go through life and as you continue on, walking by faith and not by sight. Walking by faith means you're walking according to the word, you're walking according to what causes you to have life more abundantly. What is it in your life that you need to change that would make your life more effective? It is important that you understand your life is valuable. Your life is so valuable that you woke up this morning in your right mind. Everybody didn't wake up in their right mind. Everybody didn't wake up with the activities of their limbs. But all those things that causes you to not be in a place that is pleasing to the Father. Because that's what it's about. When we line up with Him, there's a certain, uh, should I say, a power, there's a certain place, position that you position yourself in that a light comes on. We're supposed to be the light that shines in darkness. And the only way that can happen is to understand that you are in position to be the light of the world, to be what Yahweh has called you to be. So please, as you go through today and as you go through, I can't find what I'm looking for. As you continue to walk in the light, and the songwriter said, walk in the light, the beautiful light, somewhere the dewdrops are shining uh, bright, shining bright. We are like dewdrops. And when you put all of us together, there's a bright light that shines. And in that bright light comes um, peace, joy, uh, um, serenity. That's what I want to say. Everything that we need. We walk around and we don't always cause ourselves to be in a place where um, our light is shining. Our light has to shine where there is no light. Our lives need to be in a place where when something happens and darkness covers the earth, I'm using this as an illustration, light shines through, penetrates through the darkest area of somebody's life to cause them. I used to say this all the time. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel to cause them to be able. The light comes so that you can see. The light comes so that you can be an example in a world that is dying. And can I tell you right now? Yeah, this little light of mine. Yes. Can I tell you right now that the world is seeking something? Everybody don't know what it is. Everybody's not sure, but they are seeking such that they can worship. They're trying Buddha. They're trying all these different um, 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 things, crystal and all these different things, seeking such. seeking someone, not knowing what it is, not knowing that it's the light of the Father, the light of the world. The Son came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. Not just for us to hog it or walk around and say, yes, I'm born again, I'm saved. But hey, Ash, but for us to be in a place that it is shining and others can see. Everything the Father is doing in us, He's doing it because He wants us to be a light. The world, the church world, has made us think that us being saved was about the rewards, the nice house, the nice cars. And yeah, guess what? People have noticed that too. And people, and don't get me twisted, what I'm trying to say now is that those things draw people, but they draw them for the wrong reason. They draw people because people want the material things. The Father is not telling us to seek Him for the material things. He's telling us to seek Him and we'll receive the things, the material things we need, the desires of our heart after we seek Him. Those that are portraying Him through the fact that they have a nice car or a nice house and making it seem like those are the things that you need to have in order to serve the Lord is out of order. Those are the things you receive for being obedient and following the instructions. Those are the things you receive for seeking His face first, not because of what He can give you, but because how He can do what He can do on the inside of you, the peace that He would give you, the assurance that He will give you, even when things seem chaos in your life and things don't seem right. He will provide. Oh, his desire is to please us. And His desire is to that we don't walk in the ways of the world. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged when it seems like you all alone. Don't be discouraged when it seems like no one else is following the instructions. Don't be discouraged when it seems like everybody's laughing at you because you have made a decision and a choice to follow Him. Don't be discouraged. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. What does that look like? That looks like when chaos comes, you have peace. That looks like when chaos is in place, you don't have to succumb to it. Are we going to have chaos? Yep. Things are going to happen. Yep. Things is going to make you feel uh, afraid. Things are going to make you feel hopeless if you allow it. Why? Because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel. The world wants you to feel like you need the world. The world wants you to feel like you can't do anything without them. But the only thing the Father said is seek ye first the kingdom and His righteousness. All through His word. That's all He wanted. Us to seek Him, us to follow Him, us to love Him, us to obey Him. When we have children, for those that have children, have nieces, have nephews, or around children, and what's that? The Big Brothers Club, or the some of those clubs that you go to and you mentor children. And when they don't do what you want them to do, and you're like, no, I'm not doing that because you didn't do what I said do. Well, sometimes that's how the Father is with us. We don't receive because we don't do. We don't receive because we don't believe. We have to believe and take him at his word. We have to understand when he says to be strong and of good courage. We have to understand when he says, be still, see the salvation. We have to understand when he said, I loved you so much that I sent my son. We have to understand when he says, I wish above all that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. We have to understand that he wants us, that image, to be the image that represents him, our reflection of life should be one that is of him. Our reflection of life. We should be not fearful, fearless. We should be in a place where when people look at us, they're like, that's a bad sister, that's a bad brother, not because of us, but because of what's in us. When we walk by faith and not by sight, when we stand, having done all to stand, because we have fully clothed ourselves in the righteousness of the Father, in the Word, allowing the Word to be bigger in us than we ourselves. It's important. When we stand, we grow. When we obey, we mature. The difference between life and death is in the power of the tongue. The difference between following and obeying is a choice that we make. So, yeah, do you ever pause and ask yourself, do I make a difference? Think about it. The Father wants you to be in position to walk by faith, not by sight. Sight tells us we're defeated. Sight tells us you just messed up so bad, the Father is not going to forgive you. And then we begin to see that through our eyes, the lust of the eyes, the negativity of the eyes, the negativity of the thought, what we think. Because when we come into agreement with that, that separates us from what the Father is trying to do. And so as you continue on today, and as you continue to walk by faith and not by sight, I want you to understand that it is very important that you do not consume yourself by the cares of this world. They're coming, and they're going to be in a place that will cause you to think, did I make the right decision? Am I in right position? What am I doing that will cause me to miss out on what the Father is doing in my life? Don't allow things of this world to consume you so much that you forget about your rightful place with the Father. And so as you go on today, make a decision. Make a healthy decision. Make a choice that would make you be in right standings with the Father and not the things of the world. Listen, he has a plan for you. And we quote it all the time, a plan of good and not evil. He has an what's it called? He has a plan that will give you eternal life. He has a plan that will give you a life that is more abundantly. He has a life planned for you from the beginning of foundation that will cause you to live an abundant life. He never meant for us from the beginning of time to be in this space that we're in now. He never meant for us to be there. He meant for us to be living in the Garden of Eden, just enjoying Him. But life choices shifted that. And so, in those life choices, um, we sometimes put ourselves in position to not receive the best, to not have the best. And then we want to say, and say, I tried that. It don't work. The word works. The promises are yea and amen. But you got to do what you need to do so they can work. What is it? Jeremiah 29:11. Boy, we love to quote that. And there's another one. The other one's further down. For I know the plans I have for you, declares Yahweh. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Now, that's what he has in store for us, that we would live an abundant life. He says a hope and a future. So that means we have a purpose that is lining us up for the destiny, our destiny. Our destiny is not it's not our demise. Our destiny is when we come and connect with the purpose that the Father had from us from the beginning. He doesn't want us to be without. He sees good things. He declares that he wants to be our Father. He wants us to follow after him. He wants us to not walk after the flesh. Boy, how many times do we fulfill the needs of the flesh? Why? For a temporary relief. That's all it is. We fulfill that area in our life, and then after that, we're like, man, why did I do that? Why did I do that? So it says in verse 7, seek the peace and prosperity. And here it's Thomas, it says, the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to Yahweh for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. Yes, this is what Yahweh, says Almighty. So Elohim of Israel says, do not let the prophets and divide among you deception. So I should have, that's not the part I wanted to read, but listen, let's not fall into the hands of the enemy. Let's not allow him to lead us and guide us. He doesn't have truth. He steals, he kills, and he destroys. He eliminates people so that they will never come into connection with the Father. He's not worried about those he had. He's worried about those that he no longer has. And he's trying to get you back. Don't allow him to cause deception to be your portion. Today, as you go about today and you keep seeking his face, remember without a shadow of a doubt that the prosperity that he has for you, you can only get it when you finally sit at his feet and allow him to move into your life. He'll give you beauty for ashes. You'll have a love song, and you can see what he has in store for you, because now your eyes will be open and you're no longer agreeing with the negative part. You're agreeing with him. So when you agree with him, things look better. There's nothing lost in the economy of the Father. Only thing that's lost is in the economy of the world. And that is what we don't want to no longer do. Follow the way that it seems right. We want to follow the way that is right. Because when people see us, we want to know that we have a lasting effect on their lives because they see the Father in us. And we're help building the kingdom because of the prosperity that is within us, not the material thing, but the building of our lives in the Word, the building of our lives in the covenant that we keep with the Father, the building of our lives when people see us and they see maturity, they see stability, they see confidence, and they see that we stand on the Word no matter what. Because they're going to come and bring some stuff to you. But the stuff that they bring has to match with who you are within the Father. If it don't match, leave it alone and wait until He shows you what He wants to show you. I wish I could remember that song. I never would have. They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I would never amount to anything. That song. Oh, I wish I could remember who sang that song. But yeah, they said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I never amount to anything. But I'm glad to say that I'm on my way. And so when we begin to really understand that song and understand what it really means in our lives, to be able to say that with confidence, to be able to say that we we're making it, that um, we're making it. Are you making it? So I'm gonna get off that song because I can't find it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find the lyrics. Yeah, I can't find it. Okay, so listen, I want you to go today and enjoy your day. I want you to understand that um, the Father seeketh such to serve him. Seek him while he may be found. If you never accepted him into your life, it's important that you do. It's important that you desire more than you have in life right now. Maybe things are not going right. Maybe things don't seem right. Maybe you're just not happy with yourself. You tried so long to do things on your own, in your way, and it's not working. You keep bumping your head against the wall. You keep tripping over yourself. You keep doing everything, and it's just not working. Walking around in circles because you need to allow the Yahweh to be part of your life. I can't make you. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. But I can offer it to you. Just follow me, real easy. Yahweh, I am a sinner. Yeshua, come into my life. Forgive me. Create in me a clean heart. Renew a right spirit within me. I no longer want to live a sinful life, but I want to live a life that is pleasing to you. Help me today, Father. Come into my heart and change me. I repent. Ask you to forgive me for my wrongdoings, for being a sinful person. Help me today, Father. Teach me, and I will be taught. Lead me, and I will follow. Help me to be the best version of that you will cause me to be. And for this I give you praise and honor. In Yeshua HaMashiach's name I pray. Amen. So the Father wants to love on you, wants to create in you, as David said, a clean heart and renew a right spirit. He says renew. So somewhere along the line, we had a right spirit within me. That's what David said. So as you go about your day, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. As you go through today, remember, what is that? Ephesians 3:20. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Remember that. Remember that. That's a desire of his. He wants to do those things in us, and he wants us to follow him. So every day, till you get to a place that you can stand on your own, get with some people that can help you through the process. Welcome to the family. You're a babe. You're not eating meat yet. You're drinking milk, and you have to learn how to walk in the things of the Father. Jude 1:24-25. This is Elder Wanda's. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise Elohim, our Savior, Yeshua, our Savior, Messiah, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and forevermore. He'll help you stand if you want to stand. He'll help you even in the moments when you feel like you're falling. His word says he'll cause you not to faint, not to give up. And my word to you today is don't give up. Keep pressing, keep striving, keep making a difference. Because when you make a difference, others see the difference. And you're helping to build the kingdom. Have an amazing day. Keep building, not for yourself, because it's not about you, but it's about others. But you receive a reward when your focus is on the kingdom and you're building the kingdom. Have an amazing day. Shalom. Love you. And may the peace of Elohim be with you.